Right. Should be live streaming on Facebook and on that YouTube and with some folks on Discord. We have a political prisoner, people. We're going to be talking about this. And if you're watching an archive version, you might want to fast forward a few minutes. Going to actually be kicking off. Running a bit late, guess what? It is a Saturday, yeah? And going to be running in about 5, 6, 7 minutes time. So if you're watching an archive version, you might want to fast forward, unless you like really awful copyright-free music, in which case, best of luck. Yeah, please get on Discord, yeah? Gonna have some live feeds from London today. Obviously, we're talking about one of our own, a political prisoner. Yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. That's what's going on. Yeah, I need a pee too, for God's sake. Nothing wrong with my bladder. This is Jeremy Corbyn at Glastonbury. Glasnost. Oh dear. Can you hear me on Discord, people? Oh, they're all gone. Hey Morris, can you hear me? Blimey. Get it together, people. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that's a cue. Oh dear. Blimey. You just got to start sometime, haven't you? Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, good people. And shills. I'd love to know who's watching this show. Really? Wouldn't you? I fart in your general direction! If you're a shill. Oh yeah, and welcome to the Daily Chaos. The show ain't daily, but the chaos is. And now, Free Tommy! So Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner, whilst the likes of paedo pal Tony Lloyd roam the House of Commons. What has happened to our country? Was it ever right? Maybe it's just more transparent. How can we put it right without kicking off martial law? Or is that the wake-up call the Remorons require? Live feeds from London with debate here on Discord. And I'll see you in the comments as well. Please call in on Discord, guv.li/rant. And I think we've got with us already Bubba. My God, it's Bill Clinton. Bubba, how are you? Can you hear me? And Chris Morris. And Krishna Kali Sinha. God bless you, Krish.
Oh, are you there?
Yeah, Krish. Yeah. Good on you, girl. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm okay, but I'm worried about the things that are going on.
Yeah. Yes, I suspect we're going to be talking about that. Yes, right. Okay, so maybe a good way to start today, Krishna Kali, God bless you, Krishna Kali Sinha. You actually tell me just a bit of an update on what you're doing now, because I understand that you're getting a little bit more involved with UKIP. Is that correct? Krish? Oh, she's gone. She's gone in the green room. Oh dear, they all do Charlie in there. You don't want to go in the green room. Krish, can you hear me? Krish,
I can hear you, but I think I'm not in the Discord. Are
Yeah,
you
you
able
are.
to put me in the green
No,
room?
you're fine. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. You're absolutely
Okay.
fine. You're fine. You're there. Just
All right.
on a personal note for you, I understand that now you're more involved regionally with UKIP. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. Yes, we are basically trying to set up the whole thing.
What do you mean? From scratch again? What do you mean?
Not really, not from the scratch at all. Everything is in place. It has been in a sort of not knowing where to go or what is going on, but we are trying to identify, and we are well consolidated. Main thing is the spirits are high. We have a direction. We have a stability with Gerard Batten and Batten, sorry, and we have got people in place who are thinking about how to make their contribution, how to take the wagon ahead. And the main aim is to have people happy. That is the main thing we want. And in doing
I know
so,
that is your mission in life, my dear. Yeah. Carry on.
well, at this moment, the current situation, the way it is, I think a lot of people are completely misunderstood. There are a group of people who are creating havoc because they have been given a free rein and they have been sort of protected because of the philosophy of tolerance.
Are you
But
talking
then
about
you
UKIP
can.
or are you talking about something else here?
Oh, okay, all right. Well, it is a general projection of the people who are of similar thought. And yes, in UKIP, I can't say a lot about UKIP because that is other people's jobs, really, Mr. Batten, and there will be other Tony McIntyre and the regional managers, and they will be involved in projecting the true image. What I can say is from the ground level, what people feel around us. We had an election, council election, some time ago, and we had, for the first time, full slate at Swindon. even at the highest point of UKIP, we did not achieve that. That goes to show that a lot of people are thinking about UKIP, and a lot of people are not completely aware that we are very active, in fact. And that is a message we need to convey. As per party policies, Mr. Batten gives out information from time to time, and they can be found on the UKIP website for your guidance.
You know, as an outsider looking in, it seems to me, an outsider to all political parties, by the way, but it seems to me that UKIP's problem isn't so much what UKIP is doing now, which actually I think is very positive. This new guy, Gerald Batten, he seems, on top of things. His policies are spot on, it seems to me, but he's not getting the media attention. That seems to be the problem that UKIP's having now. They're being ignored again. They're never ignored when they're doing silly things, when they got some, fool who, divorces his wife by text message or something. But when you're doing the right thing, or when you're talking about policies that really, really matter to people, the media just ignore it. No?
Well, at this moment, I think what has happened so far has been a political circus. And there are some echoes going on in the background. That's why I'm getting a bit confused.
Oh, Krish, I'm sorry. I'll see what I can do about that. Carry on.
So it as far it
Nothing
has
is
been
the answer, but carry on.
from all the political parties, and the way the political parties have gone is funding from the corporations and how to manipulate the votes, etc. And at this moment, it is a time for just be honest and get going with the real concerns. And when you do that, then you focus on the concerns and how to solve it and how to get the instruments in place. And I suppose that is what they are doing. And I do not have all the informations about what head office is doing. As I said, I work at the regional or at the ground level, more on local, on the county level. And I support Martin Costello, who is the UK county manager for Wiltshire, and his endeavors, as well as, of course, our positive interactions go on throughout the regional and nationwide.
Somebody has texted. Here we go. Amanda Thompson says Gerard is in London now. Is he involved in the Free Tommy protests?
I'm not sure because we have not been told anything officially, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, well, if anybody's got any more information on that, then that would be useful. Honey M says the whole world must be laughing at this country. What a disgrace. Honey, I think you're right, but also, in preparing for this show, just putting out, one or two promos saying, going to do this Free Tommy thing and what have you. I've had messages from the United States and from Australia saying that they'd like to get involved. They can't necessarily get involved today because they're Discord. But people are looking at what's going on in the UK and they are saying to me that this is exactly what's going on in their own countries as well. And if you're kind of checking out what's going on in not just the States, but in Australia as well, it is very much the same stuff. And people are worried all over the world. And I don't think it's so much that they think that we're a joke, it's that they realize because their governments too are equally corrupt and complicit in this globalistic fascism. Is that too strong a word? I was accused earlier of, actually, before I even used the word fascist, of not knowing what it meant. It is corporate political collusion. That's all it is. Jackboots are optional. Would I be wrong in saying that that is not entirely what we're enmeshed in, Krish?
Pardon?
Would I be wrong in thinking that we are enmeshed in fascism. Absolutely 100%. And actually always have been, really. But
That
now it's just more obvious.
that is the external impression that we get. But in this particular case of Tommy Robinson, I wonder, because there are few things that has not been factorized, because we have moved into a digital age. So previously, the judges gave a decision based on what happened within the courtroom, and they couldn't get much influence from outside. But that led to some penalties not being given, or some punishment. Some people got away pretty light. Now we have more information and more instruments for those information. So outside the court, if there are people making some gestures and showing some kind of hate, and this is all in prevention of hate, I understand. If hate is involved and it is being showed outside the court, then at this digital age, we have the instruments of iPhone and live streaming. We should be able to convey it to the people who will take the ultimate decision. I don't see much of problem with that, and this is something which should be debated at the parliament, but it should be addressed. How they have done is, now they have gone and arrested Tommy, which means they have interpreted the rules their way, and they have not factorized the new developments at all. And this is not how we can go ahead without changing our way with the changing systems.
Okay, all right. Let's have a few ground rules at the top of this show. First of all, this is going to be probably a couple of hours, this show, something like that. It's open-ended. It's our show, yeah? It's our show. Please, everybody, get involved in this, yeah? If you, whilst you're watching, listening to the show, whatever, you're probably, roaming around Facebook or whatever, and if you find live feeds going on or on YouTube or whatever that are pertinent to this, please chuck it in the comments there. Put a link in, and I'll go to that, and we can watch it live. And that's basically what I want to do. But please help me out here, yeah, because I'm juggling, and I just had lunch and a couple of glasses of wine. So yeah, it would help. But yeah, we need to. We're going to look at some live feeds and see what's going on, and if anybody can provide those. Otherwise, I'll find some too. But anyway, so Krish.
Yes.
What can you just give us a recap in your opinion, as you understand it, just to bring us up to speed for anybody that's watching that may not know, what is the deal with Tommy Robinson? Why is he now in a prison cell?
Unless somebody else knows better, because some people know a lot more than I do. What I understand is that there was a deferred sentence. I mean, he was charged before, and there was a deferred sentence which was not awarded at the time when Tommy came
There was
court.
Sorry. Whoa. There was a what that was not awarded?
I believe there was, unless I'm wrong, there was a case before, and
yes, that's right. He had a suspended jail term, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And and then that didn't happen. And at this point, when he was filming outside Leeds Court and streaming it live,
yes,
then the police came and arrested, and I have seen that clip of arrest. Poor Tommy, he was completely flabbergasted. He was least expecting it.
Okay, so they arrested him on what basis? What was it? Contempt of court?
Contempt of court, yes.
Is it? If anybody can correct that, but as I understand it, it was about contempt of court. It's still a wee bit hazy, no?
I heard that it was incitement.
Chrissy Morris. Chrissy Morris. Chrissy Morris is here.
Hello, Ollie. Hiya, Chris.
Hi.
I haven't seen a lot of it. I've not had a lot of time, guys. But from what I saw, I'm sure he was arrested for incitement and suspicion of causing a breach of the peace.
Incitement what? Incitement to what? Incitement
I'm
to
not
think?
sure. All I heard
Think?
from the coppers, and I might be wrong, was the copper said you're being arrested for incitement and suspicion of breaching the peace. If anyone heard it different,
what is that?
please let me
Incitement
know.
to,
But that's how I heard it.
that would be incitement to violence, wouldn't it?
Incitement, racial incitement to hate. It wasn't that clear.
Hold on
But
a sec. All he was doing was pointing out that there is yet another Pakistani child rape gang that was in court in the UK. And how often is this happening now? And he was just pointing it out. I mean,
he went a bit
he
further
was
than
basically doing what the BBC don't bother to do, wasn't he?
Could someone please answer this question? Why is it that he only seems to concentrate on Muslim paedophiles?
Look, this is a debate we can go into, but I would suggest to you, Chrissy, that the answer to that is that last I heard, there weren't cases of like 2,000 kids in a single area, like, what was it, Rotherham, who have been raped by one cultural group. And therefore, it's out of all proportion, is it not? It's out of proportion, Chris. No?
No. All races, all cultures have paedophiles in them.
Yes.
The only thing that
yes.
really, that you can really sort of like say about what binds paedophiles together is paedophilia. They're in all races, all faiths. And
yeah, but yes, there are. Yes, but there's such a thing. The key word I used there was proportion.
Yeah.
So, therefore, he's highlighting something. We heard about the VIP paedophilia. We know about, for example, Savile's links with the royal family. We know about it. We know it hasn't been investigated or explained, but we know about it. In the case of all of these paedophile gangs, we don't know the extent of it still. We know it's vast.
We only know what we're told, really. And
well, we're not told a lot, are we? We're not told a lot.
Men in the paedophile ring that's at Westminster.
I'm sorry?
The white paedophile ring that's at Westminster.
Which is disgusting and in many ways worse. But because one person is highlighting A, that doesn't mean that B is in the shadows, does it? Maybe it's just not their expertise.
Tommy Robinson only seems he should pick on paedophiles because that is the primary thing that they are. A paedophile is primarily a paedophile, and if he's, for instance, a Christian, that should be a secondary thing. So we should all be looking to highlight and expose paedophiles regardless of their race, creed, colour or anything. Now when we
we are I mean, Jesus, this show talks about VIP pedos practically every day.
Tommy Robinson talks about VIP pedos.
I don't know, but maybe that is not his knowledge set.
I don't know either, but I've never heard Tommy Robinson go against just a
Is he
paedophile.
wrong? Is he wrong in what he says about Pakistani child rape gangs?
I don't listen to him, so I wouldn't know what he said, so I can't really answer that question.
If you don't listen to him, how can you be on the show commenting at all?
For giving the paedophiles in that community the religious shield. Because if Tommy Robinson was to go to, someone in that community and say to them, you have got this guy, and this guy that's a paedophile that's in your, that is in your mosque or whatever, he would probably not be listened to because of his inherent sort of, axe grinding towards Muslims and not just paedophiles. Why doesn't Tommy Robinson just go for paedophiles.
Okay, all right, Jerry. Okay. Let me put this to you. Let me put this.
Paedophiles, which actually shields the paedophiles in the Muslim community, because all the other Muslims that are getting tarred with the same brush then start thinking, hang on a minute, I don't believe this, because he seems to be out for us, not out for paedophiles. Tommy Robinson is using the paedophilia problem to assault the faith.
Okay, I've got a good point that's come in here from Kerry Swan saying, we're not forced to shut up about white paedophiles. That's the difference. And that is the difference. No?
Well, when a white paedophile is convicted, it's not very often his religion or faith is brought into it. But every time a Muslim paedophile is seemingly exposed, they are classed as a Muslim. There was a story not too long ago.
Maybe because they are. I mean, you know, we get this with any cultural group. Jesus, I'm a privileged white male, for God's sake. Apparently, I need to slit my wrists and die. I mean,
don't do that on air.
Well, I don't know. You might get some views.
So, are we in agreement now, Olly, that not all Muslims are paedophiles?
No. There's a difference.
Who on earth ever said that?
Muslims.
Who said that?
There is a group.
No, that is the perception that a lot of the more stupid people are getting, and that is the
underlying. They're not getting any perception because they're not hearing anything. Because Facebook's an echo chamber, and it ain't talked about on the BBC.
I don't watch the BBC. I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't care. Because
and you told me you don't listen to Tommy Robinson, and you seem to know all about this. I'm just curious. Yeah. Look, hold on a sec. Look, that lady that put together the report off the back of, I think it was Rochdale, yeah, where it was originally 1400, and there was the Three Girls documentary docudrama that was made about it that won a BAFTA and all that, which showed how the police were effectively complicit, including Tony Lloyd MP. And it turns out now that it was not 1400 at all. It was about 2100 in this little town, yeah. In fact, you know what? I'm going to play something. Before I continue, I'm going to play something. This is Mo Fayaz. God bless him. Having a chat in that very constituency in Rochdale. Let's have a listen.
Sorry, what was his name, Olly?
Mohammed Fayaz. Have a watch of this. Have a watch of this, people.
This is my first time I come to this town.
This is about 3 minutes.
I cannot believe how small this town is. And yet, 1,400 over a period of 20 years, white girls were systematically raped.
Plus.
How can that happen in Britain? I don't understand. What actually went on? We need an independent public inquiry that gets into the detail of it. Those police officers... Those police officers that turned a blind eye deliberately, either because they were too afraid of being called racist, or they were blind, idle, lazy. Those police officers need to be brought to account, prosecuted for their neglect of duty, for allowing criminal acts to take place.
This is him coming up in Birmingham.
First of all, some people watching this back home in the media, they may look at a Pakistan flag flying in the background of our speech and ask why there's a flag of Pakistan at a demonstration in England. The reason is because Paedo UK, we want to represent everyone. We want to represent everyone that resides in the UK that stands against hate. Everyone, regardless of race, regardless of colour, regardless of what country your heritage is from. This man here, his name is Mohammed. He's a Pakistani heritage, which he's proud of. But he left Islam. He left Islam.
Okay, sorry, Chris Morris. Do you have a problem
Yeah.
with what he just said there, with what Tommy Robinson was just
I'll
saying
be honest
there?
with you, mate, it was breaking up quite badly, so I was struggling to hear all of it.
Okay, you need to do your research, but I'm going to carry on with this clip. Okay, all right. So this is Mo's book. Letting love win. Anyway, letting love win. And Mo can't make it on the show today, and he was a bit concerned about going into London today as well, because he has received death threats from his own community because of having spoken out against what he considers to be a hateful dogma.
We all get death threats, mate.
Oh, really? Well, I haven't had any yet.
Yeah,
I've been called all sorts of things.
You're lucky.
But look, the bottom line is that we've got people such as the chief imam in Australia, for example, coming out and saying that there are massive problems, major problems with the extremist element of Islam. And some of us are just trying to work this out, just trying to work this out and trying to work out how we can have true multicultural, a truly multicultural society, or if not, what do we need to do? But basically trying to work out how we can live with some kind of, without the threat every day of, sending your kids to a pop concert and then getting blown up. Or getting raped by some, taxi driver who's curb crawling for children.
Ollie, all religions have extremist elements.
I know,
For instance,
I know. You're talking to somebody
elements.
who left the Church of England because somebody tried it on with him, the Virgin or whatever. And then when complaints were made, the vicar didn't want to know, Didn't happen, by the way, but he bloody tried. And I saw the bullshit that was religion as opposed to faith, Nothing to do with faith. But a lot of people, they don't see that. It hasn't affected them yet. These
Ollie,
problems.
you
could argue. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish, Chris. Let me finish,
Christian.
please. Let me finish, or I will mute you, please. What we've seen in Ireland yesterday, last night, this morning, is a referendum that has gone against the Catholic Church because they see it for what it is, the bullshit that it is, and they're saying, you know what? We're human beings. We don't need these paedo priests, these hypocrites telling us how to live. We don't need any of that, tooth fairy nonsense. Religion has got a lot to answer for, Chris. Religion is not the point.
Agreed.
The point is, are cultural groups being steered into depravity through their culture? And is that affecting our British culture as a result? Our homegrown paedophiles, if you like, for example, in Westminster, you could argue that's our problem to solve. But we suddenly have this extra problem which is loaded onto us as well. It's kind of, I understand a paedophile is a paedophile. If a child is at risk, God forbid, then that child needs to be protected as much as possible, of course, from wherever. But when you have this alien element coming in, and I'm choosing my words carefully, you get your dictionary, and when you have them come in, and they bring different values, and they speak in a different language, in a different alphabet, for crying out loud, with words that are versed from a mafia state like Saudi Arabia, for crying out loud, one of the most misogynistic states on the planet, you got a bit of an issue going on there, for what is traditionally a Christian society in the UK. And I think that this is a lot of the problem here, no? It's how we can equate. We have problems with our own people, and we sort them out on our own. But these people that have come in we are too politically corrected to be able to properly sort this problem without a debate. We're not allowed that debate. That is the issue. This is Orwellian to not be able to discuss this stuff now. Tommy Robinson is bringing this to the forefront. If it wasn't for people like Tommy Robinson, we wouldn't know about this stuff. It would still be going on, fine, yeah, want a cab. And so no wonder people are pissed off, no? Do you not see that, Chris? Do you not see that there is a problem here, that people are trying to work out the difference between what they were taught as youngsters, like me, for example, as a youngster, the kind of values that were imbued into me, and what we now see. And the disparity between those two things is enormous. It's huge. It's like we've lost our country. And this is most concerning now. Has he not done us a service by highlighting these kind of things?
No, he's raised racial, religious tensions between poor folks that are being effed over by the system, and he's just causing more division.
Okay, all right. Okay. Chris, thank you very much. Krish, what would you like to say to that?
Yesterday, I met a lady, quite a senior lady from London, and she said that she was going for a treatment to a hospital, and the ladies who came were all completely covered up, and one of her friend is a medical practitioner, and these ladies will not take off their face cover in front of this medical
No, they're incarcerated
either.
by misogyny, basically, aren't they?
Yeah, so they are simply not taking off the face cover. So finally, this lady had to leave the job with the NHS because she cannot continue like that. And another thing that is happening is that when somebody goes for gynecologist treatment or something, then the lady gynecologists are all reserved for the Muslim ladies because they will not go to a gent, and everybody else will have to go to the men. But then again, it comes to a discrimination, isn't it, of some sort?
I don't know. I mean, what is discrimination? I mean, it seems to me that these people are given discrimination from day one when they're born, and they're told. And this isn't just Muslims or Islamic folks. This is anybody that is indoctrinated in any way, shape, or form. If you're told, this is the way it is, that's it, that by your parents, well, you're relying on them being right. And when it comes to religion, you know what? If you look at the word faith, the whole point about faith, the reason it's so beautiful is because nobody knows. Because it's a belief. You believe. You don't know. You believe.
Yeah.
That's what faith is. And if you have blind faith, then that is beautiful. But it could also be argued it's mad. But it is beautiful. It can be very beautiful if you wish for something better. That is beautiful. And I certainly understand the people that don't have it. Somebody who tries to think logically, I completely understand why people would have no faith whatsoever in terms of divine beings and what have you. But that has got nothing to do with religion necessarily. I mean, would it not be fairer to say, you know what, it just is not right to indoctrinate a child? Let that child grow up and find out for themselves.
Decide.
Give them the education.
Yeah,
give them all the books.
Yeah.
And let them read them.
All religions
Hold on, Chris. Chris Morris, please. Chris Nicali, what would you say to that?
Yeah, that's what I did with my children. I did not indoctrinate at all. So they try to find out their own way, and there is atheists in my family as well. So it is there. In fact, religion is a manual for life, as I say. How do we live together in harmony?
Mm-hmm. Blimey. Not
Yeah,
singing
so
that song by Paul McCartney and oh dear, what was it? And Stevie Wonder.
but
Yeah.
I have noticed there are greater Muslim communities. Everybody is not rigid. Everybody is not like that. There is greater community who may not dare to go against people, but who are not entirely going for a rigid form of religious practice. And
I think it's probably more widespread than you'd believe, if I'm honest.
Now this is working class here. Working class. God bless you, sir.
How are you? How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. How are you? And who are you? You can be anonymous if you want to. But...
So I'm working class. You can call me Bill if you like.
Hey, Bill.
I caught your stream when I was looking for live streams of Tommy's protest today, and I was enjoying what I saw. And I thought I'd pop by because first there's a few things that Chris said. Hello, Chris. That kind of irked me a bit. And secondly, I have a bit more detail into the Tommy case if you're interested.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Yeah. What would you like to say? Go on.
So I'll tell you how I got the info first. I'm part of a political organisation that's trying to re-establish free speech in this country from a left-wing perspective.
Okay.
So if anybody join in, you want to fight for free speech, come and join the Liberalists.
Come and join the who?
The Liberalists. Do you know
the Liberalists. Wow. I hope that's with a small L and not a capital L, because I'm fed up of liberals with a capital L.
Well, we are classical liberalists. Classical liberals. Do you know,
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the YouTuber Sargon of Akkad?
No. God, no.
You should look him up. He's very interesting. He's a very interesting YouTuber. But anyway, going back. So we've been working quite closely with Tommy and his organisation because we helped set up the Day for Freedom event.
Right.
So this is where this information's come from. But Tommy was actually arrested for breach of the peace initially, but he's currently being held on contempt of court because he was filming these Asian individuals during the hearing rather than during the verdict.
When they were going into the court, when they basically said that they were going to have sex with his mother's fanny or something.
Yeah. So it's actually
Very
the
nice.
hearing rather than the verdict, and you're not allowed to even the major media companies can't record a hearing. You can record before and after, but not during. That's what he's been held in contempt for that.
Okay. Yeah. And so actually he was wrong, wasn't he? I mean, he was technically wrong, but
He broke the law, unfortunately. I don't like to say it because I'm a fan of Tommy's, and it rubs me up the wrong way. But sometimes principles are principles because sometimes you believe in them even when they go against your own interest.
well, I mean, I have to say personally, it seems to me that I understand that yes, maybe he did break the law on maybe a slightly blurry line, yeah. And I understand that he asked where he could film before he did film around that court. That's what I've heard. I don't know the truth of that. But the point, it seems to me, is not this particular incident. It's the fact that this guy is essentially fighting for freedom of speech and for a debate, and we're being denied that. And that's what gets my goat.
I agree. Yeah, no, it gets my goat as well, and that's why we started our organisation to start fighting back for freedom.
I believe that he's fighting to cause division between religions.
But that argument doesn't make sense because there's division between the religions anyway.
Most of us don't have any religion.
That's what I mean. We're a secular country for a start. 80% of native Brits don't actually follow a religion. 80%.
Which is actually one of the problems that we have, is it not? Because we were doing so well. We had that thing called the Renaissance a while ago. What was his, Michelangelo was all that stuff and things. And we started breaking away from the church ever so slowly off the back of that. We started, there were all these artists doing rude paintings in the various places and all that. And we distanced ourselves from the church more and more and more until we got to the stage that actually faith was personal for a lot of us. It wasn't about some religion, some vicar shagging the choir boys and then telling you how to live. We kind of realized that it was more about our own moral compass. And then all of a sudden, oh no, all these other people are coming in. You've got to respect their religion, even though you grew out of your own. Does it not stick in our claw as a culture?
Well, religion is two generations away from oblivion.
No, it wouldn't.
In two generations, there'll be hardly anyone being religious because science will have
either that or will all be Islam or else killed. I mean, I don't know. We have Mohammed Fayez pop on the show, and that's what he says that they want coming out of that.
Well, if that's what Muslims wanted, why aren't we seeing
not
so
Muslims,
much more
Islamists?
Well, Islamist. What is the difference, really?
Well, there is no difference between the term Muslim and Islamist, but an Islamist
exactly.
An Islamist will be an ultra-conservative, fundamental Muslim. So,
but wouldn't it be easier though, Bill, to make a differentiation between Muslims and extremists?
Absolutely, I completely agree. Although I wouldn't necessarily call Islamists extremists.
No. What I'm trying to say is that you have extremists in Islam. You have Muslim extremists, but you also have Christian extremists. There are extremists all around us, and we should fight the extremists, not the people that are just taken in by a faith.
I agree. We need to fight the heavier elements of Islam. I think the problem we have, though, and your contention with Tommy's actually a symptom of a wider issue, rather than the issue itself. So you should be listening to what Tommy's raising, because he's raising the wider issues.
And what wider issue is he raising, mate?
Well, Islam in Britain doesn't fit, and it doesn't fit with liberal, classically liberal.
I've got to disagree with that. I've got Muslim friends, and they all fit in.
The problem is that the current Muslims that hold cultural sway over the wider Muslim population, if you like. Don't get me wrong, I've got Muslims. I've got Muslim mates. I live in a heavily populated Muslim area. But you can see it, right? One part of the town is, let's call it secular, and everybody goes about their business. And then the other part of the town is completely Islamified, should we say.
Out of interest, of your Muslim friends.
Those Muslims are worried that us white guys might be Tommy Robinson type EDL people that hate them.
Well, maybe therefore we need this debate that we can get over that and get round that and just explain what a lot of crap that is. We're not here talking about Sikhs, are we? No, because Sikhs are lovely. They're lovely. They fit in. They do their own thing. They're hardworking and they're brilliant. We don't have okay. We've got David Wolf here as well, and we've also got Lynn Scott. Lynn Scott, bless you. Lynn, what would you like to say?
For the moment, Ollie, I'm just listening. I'm making some toast.
That's fine. Oh, you're making some toast. Okay. All right, fine. I'll have a slice.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a few. We'll take a few comments here. Charlotte Jameson says, "I have no Muslim friends. They think they're superior." And Carrie says, "You cannot integrate with those who do not want to." And I have to say, I don't see integration. I see infiltration. I don't see integration. I think this. No, it's not a question of seeing what you want to see, mate. It's a question of these people hang out together, for God's sake. I mean, no. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Let me. Oh, for crying out loud, I'll mute you if you keep talking over me, Chris.
All right, mute me, but don't. You're trying to censor what I'm saying. You ask a question.
I'm not censoring what you're saying. We're having a conversation, one at a time. What I was going to say was second generation Muslims tend to be far more westernized, very, very much more so, generally speaking. But in my estimation, having had conversations with them, not least on the show, particularly one or two on a few shows I used to do a few shows ago, they are scared to to speak out, for example, against Sharia that they too feel uneasy with. And Mo Fayez says he has death threats over that, for example. Anyway, okay, all right, let's take a few more. Chris Ford says extremist Muslims are well documented for killing all other religions all over the world. Peaceful Muslims accept it.
Yes.
You see, this is another problem we have, isn't it? It's because if you do, and again, this is part of the debate. Muslims, please call in. Please correct us, please. We want a debate. At the moment, we've just got loads of questions and we're not getting any answers, except bombs, which are not helpful. And
can I ask a question to the other callers?
David Wolf. David, please.
Yeah. How many other people on this call have read the Quran, the Hadiths, and the life of Muhammad?
I have.
I've read both.
I've
got no time for fiction books.
Not for about 5 or 6 years now, to be fair.
So, blimey. Chrissy Morris hasn't got time for fiction books. He's never listened to any Tommy Robinson, and yet he's got an opinion on everything.
No, I've listened to some of Tommy Robinson. I never said don't listen to any. I've listened to some, and what I've heard, I haven't been impressed with. Because, as I keep saying, Tommy Robinson seems transfixed with only going after paedophiles that are Muslim, when the problem are paedophiles, not just Muslim paedophiles in general.
Chris,
and whilst he only focuses on Muslim paedophiles, he's alienating the whole Muslim community, and they will not then deal as stringently and as they should with the paedophiles that he exposes, because it seems like he's got an
okay, he's putting their back up. Is the what he's saying? Lynn, what would you say to that? Lynn Scott.
I'd say Chris
She's
is
still
part
making
of the fucking problem.
Go on, David.
Can I ask Chris?
David, no swearing. Hey,
sorry.
Go on. What did you say though, David? What's your opinion on that? That is an acute point, is it not? Tommy Robinson is just getting the backs up of this minority group, which isn't helping. That's an interesting point, no?
They are not welcome in this country. Islam is not welcome in this country by general of the masses. We never got a choice. They were imported and thrown at us and thrown multiculturalism down our throats. Now, if you read the Quran, the Hadith, and the life of Muhammad, you will find out exactly the Islamic plan, the Islamic calendar. Do some research on it. You will find out that they are here to infiltrate, invade, get into positions of power, and spread the Sharia. It's part of their belief system. It's part of their devout, fanatical, religious system.
Is that not David? David, is that not a little bit? Is that not? Oh, whoa! Please. Is that not a little bit like saying we shouldn't have, Poles come into the country?
To be a Muslim, you must bow to the will of Allah.
Okay,
and what
sorry.
is the will of Allah? World domination. Full stop.
My analogy was poor. Let me put it another way. Is that not like a little bit like saying that Christians still believe in the Old Testament because it's still a part of the Bible and therefore they want an eye for an eye, for example?
Our country was built on Judeo-Christian values.
Mm-hmm.
All of our culture was built on Judeo-Christian values. Mm-hmm. Look what we have achieved. Look what we have built. Look what we have become. What, we're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater because we've had an invading force come into our lands?
So, may I just ask Chris a question?
Bill, thank you. Please, please do.
I've got 2 points actually. Firstly, David is not incorrect in what he's saying. If you look historically, Islam spreads itself by the sword rather than by the word, which is completely
just like the Christians done in the Crusade.
Whoa, that's a misguided belief. The Crusades were a battle to push back the Islamists and the Muslims that had invaded Europe.
That's your ignorance.
Why don't you just stay home?
But no, honestly, Chris, I want to ask you a question: Is why
Go on, mate.
Why do you think that these young Islamist men are raping white women or white girls or white kids, shall I say?
Well, the thing is, Bill, men rape women. That is a fact. Men rape women, and
yeah, but they're not. They're not raping their own, though. Hold on. Whoa, Chris, you answer the question, because they're not. They're not raping their own, are they? Therefore, from that perspective, please answer the question again.
A man becomes a rapist when he rapes someone. It doesn't really matter who he rapes. He will become a rapist when he rapes someone.
So he
will rape. He will rape because he is a rapist, not because he's a Muslim.
So actually, we might have okay, Bill, working class. Chris might have a point here that these guys are raping their own as well as white girls,
if they are, they're not doing it on the industrial scale we've seen with young white working class girls.
But then again, it would kind of stand to reason, would it not, that it's being hushed up because that's the kind of community that they are. They don't talk outside of their community.
They are taking white, young, working class girls as sex slaves and passing them around from brother to brother.
Yeah, they are. That's exactly
they are.
Yeah. And rapists also do that. For instance, and I'll use this as a very broad one, you've got Catholic priests that target a child in a choir, for instance.
And the
race, the creed, the colour. It's all about the act. And a rapist will rape. It shouldn't matter who they're raping. It is just that they're a rapist. We need to get away from blaming a culture, blaming a creed, blaming a religion, and we need to fight wrong
in their holy book.
Okay.
When it says in their holy book, the word of God, we can go and rape white girls.
And can I read something out to you then, mate?
No. Hold on. Whoa. I'm going to mute you all. And I'm going to make a couple of show notes that I want you to listen to. I do not want people talking over each other. I do not want people swearing. And even though you may disagree with other people on this round table, I would appreciate if you would show them some respect, because just for having an opinion, assuming they're not being paid to spout some mantra, because we have to talk as adults, because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. And we also have to hear what everybody else has to say. And now I'm going to unmute you again. And that's you, Dave Wolf, who's very passionate, and you, Chrissy Morris, who's quite passionate too. Please carry on. But I would say to you, Chris, you said that they're being stigmatized, this group. Well, you can't tell me that Catholic priests haven't had it just as bad.
No, I would never say that, mate. I would never say it. Can I just read something out to you, please?
Well, you just did say it. You just did say it. You said that they're getting a they're getting a rum deal. But the fact is that the Catholic Church is getting a bloody rum deal too. But it's not a rum deal. They deserve every word of it. They deserve all of it. If you do that, you deserve to get this. Sorry? No?
The religion that they're hiding behind shouldn't be singled out, because it seems that people are more interested with disparaging the religion or the faith that someone has than the acts that they have done. People should just fight paedophiles and paedophilia where it is, not where it's. Now, can I just quickly read something out, please?
I want to say this because I do have to go in a minute. You are complicit in the act of them becoming rapists, because the reason that they rape, they do it for their cultural reasons, and their culture.
No, they don't. Rapists rape because they're rapists.
No, they don't.
You're overcomplicating it.
You've said that already.
Some rapists will rape out of lust, and other people. Who do we lose?
Go on, Bill. Go on.
And other. Right, I've lost my train of thought now. Some people will rape out of lust. Some people will rape out of revenge, and in the context of collectivized groups, the collective will rape and fucking kill the out group. And Islam is a completely collectivized religion, whereas Christianity is a religion based on individualist values. They do it.
It's all fiction, though, mate.
Yeah, but
Islam.
they don't believe it's fiction. They don't think.
No, but it is all fiction.
That is. Hold on. Whoa. Gentlemen. That is the point. It is fiction. So why do we tolerate it? Why do we tolerate this bullshit?
That's why we should concentrate on fighting paedophiles, not their fictitious religion that gives them a shield. Now, Ollie, can I please read this out?
Now, hold on. Well, you're now conflating. There are two different things here, yeah? There is this paedophilia problem and there is this religion problem. There is this one thing which is just depraved and this other thing which is insane. No?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
I agree.
Lynn.
Hello.
Lynn. Krish. Oh, Krish is gone again. Oh, blimey. Krish.
Ollie, can I read this out?
No, one sec, Chris, please. Krish Nikali, what would you like to say, my dear?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Because good.
You've been popping in and out of the green room. I don't know what you're doing with your Discord, girl. Just don't touch anything on your machine and you'll be fine.
No. The point is that you have to see the countries globally where women are subjugated and they are not having any GDP, they are economically not advanced and they are of a different mindset. Now, if you look at rape and women's subjugation, they go hand in hand. And that is why you cannot say that such and such, it is not a matter of color, it is a matter of mindset. And the people in the West who have been brought up in a different value set, they do respect women. I'm not saying everybody, but the mindset from the beginning has become one of equality, at least for now, and with all the evolvement that we have had. And we have to address the problem as it is, that if you have a set of mindset which does not respect women, then they will not respect their wishes of any kind. And it has to be handled accordingly.
Well said.
Ollie, can I read something out?
All right. Oh, no, before you do, I'm going to read out some comments. Strong Exorcists said, yes, the Crusades were the answer to 400 years of Islamic invasions and brutality into Western Europe. Yeah, I can tell you from Spain here, that was the way they looked at it. The Crusades was a defensive war, says Crazy Cat Gentleman. Crazy Cat Gentleman, hello there. Stab Woodcutter, yes, they use Islam as their excuse for booty. And he also says Catholic priests are not being protected by the police, Chrissy. And something which goes right over the head of Chris, says Strong Exorcists. Well, yeah. I'm trying to be balanced here. Poles don't blow themselves up. That was a bad analogy, people. Yeah, poles are pretty awesome. Yeah. I tell you what, though, they haven't done very. They've not helped traders out in London. Now you can get a bathroom done for about 60 quid or something, and half of London is unemployed as a result. Rupert says religion is not 2 generations away from oblivion. We are 2 generations away from being ruled by Islam. Jurica Saponja says, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. We know where that goes. And Jim McLaw's message is retracted, which is a pity because that means it must have been quite interesting. Anon Core 1, is this the only live stream about the protest in London? No, it can't be. It can't be. Yes, please. Yes, please, Bill. Yeah. Chuck us a link.
I hear what Chris has got and what Chris wants to read.
Chris, read what you will read, please, sir.
God, I've only been asking for 10 minutes. Right, guys, this is a quote. It says, kill every woman who has known a man by sleeping with him.
Yes,
but all the young girls who have not known a man, keep them alive for yourselves. And that is from Moses, Numbers 31:17. That is a direct Bible quote. There is so much rubbish written in these fiction books. There is so much rubbish written in these fiction books.
Yeah.
And if you choose to allow that sort of rubbish to have any bearing on a modern society,
But who
you
does?
are a fool.
Tell that to
But
a
Chris,
Muslim.
that's the point.
doesn't.
That's
Listen,
whoa,
listen.
everybody,
Like,
please. Let me, Chris, let me come back to you on that. That is the point. That's the point that I made earlier. Is that us, if you like, westernized Brits, truly westernized folks, or westernized as we are, or whatever, we have basically said that is a lot of old cack, and we don't subscribe to it. And yet we are having to, tread, so softly dance around this group that is still worshipping Father Bloody Christmas.
But they're not.
Yes,
They're
they
not.
are.
They're not. I have Muslim friends, and for instance, I was out a few years ago and I had an all-night drink in a nightclub with a couple of friends. One of them was Muslim, and in the morning when we stumbled out of the nightclub, we went to a burger bar type thing, a catering outlet, and we stood there, hungover.
If they're not, why are their wives still forced to walk around in a bloody prison cell?
You haven't been to the mosque lately and all that sort of stuff. And he was like, all right, Mum, while he was standing there with a bacon butty in his hands.
So he is a westernized, he's not the problem. We're not talking about that guy.
There are extremists. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So, Chris, hold on. Whoa. Are you telling me? Please, hold on. No. You have just leveled. Right, I'm going to mute you because you're fucking rude. Sorry, I swore there. If you can't bloody well listen and try and have a dialogue, guess what? I'm trying to conduct a show here. Chris, I'm sorry. You just, in a subliminal way, you leveled a claim against me personally that I am anti all Muslims, and I despise that, Alec. I despise that. That really, really, and he's just gone.
Hello, Ollie. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Yeah, well,
he's just gone. And that's a shame that he wasn't.
Can I make a point?
No. Let me just finish this because I want to make an editorial point here, please. That this show is not anti any group. This show is anti-decency, anti-democracy. It's against people that aren't decent or democratic. I don't give a damn what your colour is. I don't give a damn what language you speak. I'd rather you spoke English in my locality or whatever. Well, right here where I am, hablamos español. But in England, I'd rather you spoke English in England, yeah. But
Chris is right, by the way. We need more bad Muslims.
Ollie, hi there.
There are, of course, there's good and bad. There's good and bad in every cultural group or what have you. Nobody is saying that all of this lot are, but the fact is there's a problem, and as a cultural group, they are not sorting themselves out.
Well, in the eyes of the law, the police have attacked Tommy Robinson, and he has a right. I watched a few videos, and he has a right to habeas corpus. That's the law. The police have attacked him, right, and they forced him to give his name out in custody because you have a right to remain silent. You see, they'll give you that. But if he would have signed under duress, they can't take him to court because they can only give it. It can only be given the force law by consent. That's with acting statutes.
What I think
as well. They'll probably throw an acting statute on them because they are a corporate entity, and corporation means dead speak. That's how you break it down.
What I think's happening with Tommy is he's been held in contempt, and I think once the hearing for this grooming gang is finished, then I actually personally think that they'll probably release him, or at least release him.
He has a right to free speech. Everyone has a right to free speech.
Yeah, but there's a difference. So He's being held for contempt of court. Now, contempt.
It was even on the premises. You have to be on the premises.
Let me have my bit.
You have to be actually in the court.
James. Shh. Go, let Bill finish, mate.
The thing is, he was held on contempt, right? Now, contempt is designed so that the courts can apply blind justice to a lawful case. Now, we might not like it because it's against our best interest, but the idea of blind justice comes from being a freeborn Englishman. It is one of the most inherent values that you should hold as a Brit. And unfortunately, Tommy, very much by mistake, right? And there's even those coppers didn't know that he was doing it. And maybe it is a bit of a jumped up charge. And I don't like it. I like Tommy, right? I think Tommy's a good lad. I've met him a few times. He's a nice bloke. But I do think in this instance, my prediction is now that they will hold him in contempt, as they have done. They will hold him in contempt until the hearing has finished. And then they will release him.
You have to be in the court, don't you,
No, you don't.
to have a Section 11?
You know, like intimidating a juror, that's contempt of court. And that usually happens outside the court.
All right.
No place for
being in the court.
Yeah, but it's an act, so obviously he could have signed that under duress, but he doesn't know because what he said, get me solicitor, so they obviously got joined through the solicitor.
There's no place for political prisoners in a democratic society.
We don't have a democracy. That's been gone since 1970.
It's a semblance of a democracy. I mean, Jesus Christ, give us some hope, sir.
The gold was taken out in 1931 out of the 1925.
Oh, right, don't go off topic, Jane, for God's sake. I'll tell you what, though, it's a bit earlier in the day, this show, than normal. And I have to say that I noticed that you sound a bit different than you do when the show's a bit later in the evening.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah. Try and get everyone in. That's how I like.
It's not Tommy that should be
Brother Jeff, go on.
Hi, buddy. It's not Tommy that should be held in contempt. It's the bloody system that should be held in contempt.
Yeah.
Political prisoners in civilized 21st century Britain is a bloody outrage.
Can I talk about the birth certificate? Because I really want to get this in.
Oh, God, James and his bloody birth certificates. Hold on, James. We'll come back to that.
As well. We're all born debt slaves.
Okay, yes, God damn it, James, off topic gore. Look, working class, Bill. Now, Predator Jeff has a good point there. I mean, he is a political prisoner. Yes, he broke the law, but the fact is that they just wanted to lock this guy up, no?
I agree that the state want to do everything in their power to shut Tommy up. However, using my rational mind, I'm going to have to say that at this point in time, he is not a political prisoner. He's being held in contempt of court, and that is being done to protect blind justice, which is a principle of Britain, and has been a principle of Britain for 600 years, ever since the Magna Carta.
That's right, and it is an important principle.
I agree with you, lot. Tommy is a hero, he's a national hero. The state want to shut him. In this case, I just think he's fucked up.
Working class. It's all about.
So try and give him a Section 11.
I can't tell people not to swear now because I swore.
It's all about silencing us and installing the Islamic Caliphate in this country. They're doing it by putting mayors all across the country. It's a bloody outrage and it's treason.
I agree.
And you should Absolutely. The mayor as well.
Kerry Swan points out no one else would have got 13 months. 13 months, that does sound pretty strong, no?
But where's the 13-month statement? I have asked Kalen, I have asked Opinionated European, I have asked every single person I have even the minor piece of contact with, and nobody can tell me where the 13-month statement has come from. Honestly, I'm at this point in time, I'm inclined to say that he hasn't got 13 months. And he's being held in contempt of court, and they can hold him in contempt of court until this trial is finished.
Tom is a national hero. He should be given a pat on the back for what he's doing. He's a decent form of alternative media that's being silenced. The same reason you've got no BBC or any other mainstream media coverage at this protest in London. They want everything silenced They want an Islamic caliphate installed in this country to subjugate the British public. It's all about returning us to slavery.
All they're doing is claiming off your trust, you see. That's all they're doing, claiming through the birth certificate. So if he goes in, gives his last name, because his last name is to his trust, which is held in the Vatican.
Another generation of this, and we'll all be praying 5 times a day, pointing towards Mecca. That's what it's all about, subjugating us and returning us.
No, people can collapse their trust through an ecclesiastical depot.
They don't like
that's how it works. Everything is like they're implementing this fascist system through Roman civil law, and they're bringing these Muslims in to try and implement their laws, so it causes World War III. That's where it's going. That is where it's going.
The New World Order, as we know, is all about returning us to slavery. And perfect tool for that is Islam. Islam is the perfect tool for it because it's
it's a doctrine based on war, isn't it?
It's a religion of subjugation. What does Islam mean? It means submission, and a Muslim is one who has submitted. So that is what they want for us all. They want us to.
Is anyone aware of the Bills of Exchange Act 1882? I've done a lot of these. I've done a lot better. So if you write one of your own promise notes, one of your own IOUs, you can discharge the debt. It's very clear in Section 42, Section 43, and Section 45. You can only discharge a debt. It's very clear. And I think Uniform Commercial Code as well. That comes under international law.
Oh, sorry, I'm just reading about
that up. I think it's UCC 104, something like that.
Right.
And you can use it on A for V.
Right.
Negotiable instruments.
Okay. Take a few comments here.
Up, Olly.
Yeah.
Sorry, James. Right. Take a few comments. We got Kappa Go Lucky. Not a shame, great. No idea what you mean there, Cappy. Chris Machala. I heard that his sentence from a while back was reinstated. Comments.
That sentence was only 3 months though, not 13.
Sorry, Bill. Oh, it wasn't Bill.
Kids, sorry,
who was that?
Kids.
Right.
Tom was on a suspended sentence of 3 months.
Pardon?
Yeah, the suspended sentence was 3 months.
Was on a suspended sentence for 3 months.
That was the original suspended sentence that he had.
Yeah, but they'll obviously
just put him on tag, won't they?
For this time as well, they'll add that on top, won't they?
Is he going to be safe? Is he going to be safe inside?
No. That's the big problem. Is he won't.
If they're going to do anything.
Hold on, James. Bill.
Well, the thing is, if he does go to prison, they are going to have to either put him in a prison that has a particularly low Muslim population, or keep him in solitary confinement for his whole time. But then I'm sure most of you might have read his book and the history of last time he was in there. I think the thing is, if he's being held in contempt, he won't actually be in prison. He'll be in the holding cells. But,
from what I know, he's in Armley Prison in Hull.
David Wolf.
Really? I'm going to write it down.
He's in Hull, David.
Yeah, Armley Prison.
Everything I've said, I'll admit that I could be wrong on because I have no substantial evidence. But I've just gone by the evidence that I have seen.
I like people that say that.
Everyone's
I like people that say that. Put their hands up and say, can't be entirely sure.
I want to be right though, because mine is.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Mine is the best case scenario. Look, I have to go, but I've enjoyed this chat. But I do
Bill,
want to say
thank you.
Everyone,
Will you come on the show again? I hope you do. Look, please look me up, Olly Connelly on Facebook, and because it's really nice to hear. And
What's your real name, Mr. Working Class, or don't you want to get?
I'll write my real name in the Discord rather than announcing it.
He's Bill Working Class, and Working Class is a double-barreled surname, so he's actually quite posh, and he's a liberalist.
Very, very, very. I'm not just a liberalist. I am the founding member of the Liberalists.
Whoa!
With godly praise.
Well, look, we could do a show on the liberalists because I always like to have a laugh, and that would be cool, Bill. No, seriously, thank you. You come out with some sane, some logic, and it's great to have you on.
No disrespect to anybody else, but yesterday when Tommy was arrested, I was doing the rounds in certain informational spaces, and people are going mental, rightly so. People are going absolutely mad. And sometimes when this sort of shit happens, we just need to sit back a little bit and just fucking calm down. Like I was fully expecting this protest to be a riot today, but from what I've seen, it's going quite smoothly.
Yeah, that is a worry, isn't it? And some people have said that they were concerned that this was a deliberate ploy by the state to try and incite riots that they could then impose martial law. It seems to me that's a bit dramatic.
Martial law in Britain.
But right now I can understand how that could be on the way, but right now that seems to me a bit of a dramatic idea. No.
No, yeah, I agree. I don't think that. I'm not saying the state's above acting in that manner.
Oh yeah, I think they'll get there.
I
think they'll get there.
Why is nobody bloody shouting treason from the bloody hilltops? Because that's what they should be.
I'll tell you what, I'll start. Treason!
Bloody is treason. We've got a politician called Treason May running this bloody country into the gutter. And it's a bloody outrage.
No, she's just one of the useful idiots. So Rothschilds are actually running the country.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right. Now, nobody has provided any links to any streams going on, any live streams.
I posted one in the Hall of Cracked Mirrors.
Oh, good man. Good man. Oh, thank you. I'll have a look at that.
I really do have to go. It's been a pleasure. See you.
God bless you, Bill. Take care. Thank you. Cheerio. He's gone. Right.
Hello?
Let's have a look. Krish.
Yeah.
Krish Nikali, what would you like to say?
What I wonder is, why did they not dismantle the no-go zone? I mean,
hold on. Whoa. You're muffled. You sound as though you're talking through a pillow.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
Well, yes, but not as well. Every time you come back on, Krish, you sound worse. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know. What happens to this Discord? Maybe my laptop is on. I don't know.
It's all right.
Well,
Go on.
why don't they dismantle? Why don't they dismantle the no-go zone?
Why don't they dismantle the no-go zones?
I can't hear.
Because the police...
Because they're scared to go in there by the looks of it.
The police are afraid to go in there.
The police...
Because
I mean, that's where we are, isn't it? That's where we are. It's all very well saying, oh, you're so, this is all racist. It's not about all Muslims. Yeah, of course it isn't about all Muslims. And, I mean, it's so bloody ridiculous. The fact is that there are some serious acute problems that we have now, and we got to address them. And to address them, guess what? We got to debate them. Without being shouted out and being called racist across the, saying, oh, my crying. I'm sorry, Chrissy Morris, mate. I got to say, I don't sympathise with your point of view, mate, particularly. Look, let's have a look. This is the official stream going on. This is what's going on. Hold on. This is live, going on in London.
Some SEO and not for free, right now. So help get more message has got to get out there.
Nice to meet you. Something's happening. Let me get closer, Diana. Let me.
They're kettling us.
They're kettling us. They're kettling us. Now that is
what was happening up
guys on Discord, if you would check out this stream, I'd appreciate it, because then you can commentate along with me a bit. But there's a fair presence there by the looks of it. Quite a few people have come out for Tommy today in London. Let's listen to what some of these folks are saying.
They all need to go to Windsor Castle. That's where they need to go.
Yeah, they need to go and protest in front of the Queen. You're right, but nonetheless, they're sat down in what is it? The Strand. Is it the Strand?
They go to Windsor Castle and demand a writ for habeas corpus.
Pardon? Hey,
People are sitting down to protest.
No, if they go to Windsor Castle, right?
Yeah.
But and then demand a writ for habeas corpus.
Yes.
She can get Tommy out of prison.
Yeah, but she's bloody useless. She doesn't even, she doesn't even obey her coronation oath.
Basically,
Hold on a sec.
The protesters have started sitting down on the floor to protest what is happening. They obviously, what they were doing is they started getting pushed away from the gates to Downing Street because apparently the policeman said, or the police officer said, that they were trying to get access to the building, which, is kind of crazy. How can you get access to Downing Street? Just, okay, well, anyways, people started getting pushed away, so they...
Did you sing with their freedom?
No.
You know?
Yeah, so basically there were people... Yeah, people are now sitting down to protest what has happened. I just want to let you guys know that there is going to be another stream after this, and I'm going to continue this for as long as I can. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notifications bell just so you're notified when I start the next one, because YouTube is doing absolutely everything they can to stop us from being able to live stream. I mean, on Twitter, everything that I do is now shadow banned, especially live stream. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications bell.
Wow.
There is going to be another one. There's going to be another protest after this at Victoria Tower Garden. Okay, so I'm going to be live streaming from there as well.
Covent Garden.
And it's TommyRobinson.online is where you guys can donate to his campaign, just so you are aware. Let me show you the people sitting down, because the police were trying to push people away. I think that the crowd is growing. Let me just show you guys quickly one more time.
Here we go.
They all need to go to Windsor Castle.
Tommy interviewed.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Poland, are you?
Sorry? Yeah.
Poland, yeah.
Does anybody know who this beautiful girl is that was just on camera there? Anybody know who she was?
What?
She seems to be no, I'm not going to call her up and crying out loud. She's very professional. Just wondering.
Yes.
Obviously, this is the official stream.
People have been sitting down to protest, getting pushed off by the police. The police started pushing protesters. They're shouting, "Oh, Tommy Robinson." That's basically the chant that people have. I have to find my camera woman's there. Let me step slightly farther away from the protest so I don't lose this stream. As I said, guys, there's going to be another protest for probably a smaller number of people with some speakers, so I want to make sure you get the best quality.
Carrie Swan's calling me a slag. Greg King says YouTube are blocking everything.
I mean, the only people who can really exert pressure
I'm
on
watching
the
a
British
Facebook
government right
live
now
stream with over 7,000 viewers live now.
What's it called, Dave?
It is Pro Great Britain.
Dave, can you please put the link in Hall of Cracked Mirrors and
that breaks my heart.
Pull it up.
As somebody who
We'll have a look at that
law
one.
in this country, I am absolutely aware just of how
I'm not a slag. She's a beautiful girl.
The attack on free speech is and censorship is. So as I said, guys, if you want to get the live streams and if you want to make sure you're updated on everything as it's happening, since I can't do it on Twitter anymore, subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Because obviously, nobody knows when Tommy will start. If and when Tommy will be out.
Ollie, everyone make
Susan
a
Misano says she's the transgender woman that Tommy.
Everyone make a meme of
Hey?
Tommy Robinson. Habeas corpus. Make a meme and put it all over Facebook and get everyone to share each other's meme. Just get it on there. That'd be the best idea.
What's that, James?
Get a meme of Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
With the police.
Yeah.
And put habeas corpus across the top of it. I've got one. So if you all share that, that'd be good.
Well, come on, you can put it in the comments on Facebook and YouTube, and kick off a trend, mate. Let's have a quick look at this feed that Dave Wolf recommended. The page you requested cannot be displayed right now. It may be temporarily unavailable, or possibly it could incite knowledge. The link you clicked on may be broken or expired, or else it might threaten the status quo. And it doesn't want to know with that link. Dave Wolf doesn't want to know, mate.
Oh.
No.
Well, I'm watching it live now.
Glenn's just gone live.
That's Facebook. Oh, you've got a mobile link, haven't you? Hold on. Maybe if I get rid of the M at the beginning of this address.
Mirrors. I put the link in the Hall of Crack Mirrors for the Pro Great Britain stream, and I just checked.
Good man.
Ollie, Glenn Rocky Teal's live.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get him. Let's get Glenn. Let's see if we can get. Okay. This is it. Anyway, this is it. We'll go on to Glenn in a. Well, hold on a sec. Can you give me the link for Glenn as well? It'd be nice to see what old Glenn's saying. Right. So this is Pro Great Britain. Is live now about an hour ago. So is it? Oh, they've been live for an hour. And it's breaking up really badly, as you can see. So the modus operandi of this show is working really well, isn't it? Getting the live stream to work. Blimey. Okay, let's go back to this one then.
Well, from Susan Corbyn.
I might have too many tabs open, I suppose. Pardon? Jeremy Corbyn?
There's another. Susan Corbyn.
Susan Corbyn.
Jeremy.
Go on. What about Susan?
There's another live stream. I've just put the link in for Crack Mirrors.
Okay. All right. Oh dear. Now my machine is being a bit of a pain. Okay. Thanks, David. I've got that. Let's see if we can. I don't want to lose that because we might come back to it. London 10 live with a picture.
Check that picture on your wall, Ollie. I've just screenshotted it and just get everyone to share it. That's the best I could do.
All right, good man.
Just get everyone to share it, like spread
I
it.
will.
Get memes on Facebook, man.
All right.
They all need to go to Windsor Castle.
It's
we
not
all
on my
get
wall.
to Windsor Castle in like about 200-300 of us. So we sound. We all want a writ of habeas corpus.
Blimey.
And no one on this land is higher than authority than the Queen. But she's too busy shitting in an happy watching Coronation Street.
In a nappy?
Hang on.
Are you suggesting Lizzie is incontinent?
The Queen is the highest authority in this land. We are. Queen,
oh, right, yes.
Hang on. The Queen holds sovereignty in trust for us.
Yeah, shoot me. We all need.
It's all gone to pot now, hasn't it? It's all gone to pot. We got no streams are working. I tell you, I'm kind of tempted to say maybe I should just close everything down and start it back up and get a stream going. It's a bit unfortunate. Or maybe I should just put these links there and then people can go and check the streams out themselves. Maybe that would be better. Maybe I'll do that because you know what? If they're not working here, I think that people should see them. I think we should all see. So I put them on Facebook and on YouTube, those links. And I'll put them on, well, they were already there from Dave and Predator Jeff on Hall of Crack Mirrors. So, you know what? I suppose it is Saturday afternoon and it's about time Oh, no, it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. That thing never works anymore. Blimey. Here we go. You gonna work? Machine. Oh, dear.
Oh.
Well, I believe that Tommy
Nothing's
had
working.
the right
My machine is.
Because one.
Go on, James. Go on. We're going to close the show now. Go on, James. What do you want to say, mate?
I said because Tommy Robinson has the right to express his feelings. Like people stand outside from ITV and like they don't get done for contempt of court and they ask questions. So,
Craig
you know
Workman.
what I mean?
Craig Workman is going to come on next week and talk about Australia. He says trouble is breaking out of the protest. You see, I wonder how many shills are involved there, creating violence that is not from decent people, not from our camp. People that are infiltrating. I wonder.
Well, I think the police started pushing first, as they usually do, and the crowd are reacting.
I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to finish this show yet. I'm not going to finish this show yet. It's kicking off, isn't it?
Well, police are bounded by law, so that's assault, then, isn't it?
They don't follow the law, James. They don't.
I know. They're bounded by it, but they just.
Yeah, but they're not. They ignore it. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've got the reality report, guys.
I heard somebody saying that they were kettling them in that piece that did play. Where is it? Let's see if we can get it back. By crying out loud. All goes to pot. Wouldn't it be wonderful just to have unlimited bandwidth and not have to worry about any of this?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Okay. We've got some audio, but the video is... Nice beard, mate. There's quite a lot of people there. There's a lot of police there. That's the gates outside of Downing Street, you can see there.
What we need to be doing is climbing over the gates of Downing Street.
Why not be rebels? Hey!
Well, just going and see. We're too placid. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt anybody. I'm not saying
No, get it out
not
there,
for any
then.
violence or anything. I don't condone violence, but we own that street.
Police are trying to cause violence.
Hey, James?
I said the police are trying to cause violence if they're pushing people away on purposely.
And it would be classed as common assault.
Yeah, I stated that before, David and Lynn said they don't hold the law.
They don't.
Which is right. Yeah, that's
we've got no rights.
Yeah.
So whether accept that or we take them back, what other choice have we got?
We need to starve the beast of their equity.
Yes, we do.
I think what I'd love to see a police officer take off his high vis and come and join our side.
Do you know what? Though, if he does, he'd be the first man to get a pint.
Yeah, but they're not thinking about a pint, are they? They're thinking about the pensions. But what they don't realise is by the time they retire, there's going to be no pensions.
Yeah, that's what they're going after. I've spoken to a few people that they're going after the working class, and they're doing that because they've done it to the poor.
These people here that are all standing there with these nice shiny fancy dresses on, pretending that they're constables and they're not, they're just doing a job and they're waiting to get they're scared. They've got mortgages.
People need to look up uniform commercial code. Right, if you put that on a promissory note, right, it gives that more value because it's international law. And
I know, James. How's that going to solve the problem?
Well, because you're not using right? You're not using the Bank of England's money.
All right. If I do that and go to Sainsbury's and try and pay for it, are they going to accept it? If I go and buy my shop,
look at Section 50. Look at Section 52 of the Companies Act. Look at
James,
they have to accept them. They have to accept them.
Yeah, no, they won't. Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I know you are 100% correct. But if I'll try it. I'll tell you what, I'll try it. I'll go to Sainsbury's, get on the shopping, and try and pay for it. They'll throw me out.
You're the endorser and the drawer of the bill. And
The problem is, James.
Section 42. If you look at section 42,
right.
You look at section 42. They have no recourse. They can't have any recourse against you.
Right, James.
It's fraud.
James, tomorrow, go to Sainsbury's, write one out, go and fill your basket up with shopping, right? Film yourself, and go and put all your stuff in
I'm doing
till.
that now. I know how expensive value works as well.
All right, and then show us the tape of you doing it and walking out the shopping with you.
I need a board.
Right?
I want to do it outside while it's sunny, so I get the mood for it. I'm very. I like to set the mood as well.
And you know
that's what I'm working towards.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, the stream that works.
Restoring common law to this land.
The common law. Yes.
Freedom of speech is necessary for anybody with a mind, and you should be allowed to use it.
It's a nice idea.
That would be a good idea.
Right, the police officers just told me that unless they individually speak to every single one of you and tell you what you're doing wrong, basically they can't move you. It's your choice. It's your choice if you want to go. But to be honest, I'm not going anywhere. And the reason is because there's no answers. We've had no answers. All we are being told is to move to the side of the road so everything can go back to normal and we all forget about what's happened.
Thanks to Carol.
Oh yeah, do you want to have as well? The more one thing for these out. Where the states to draw, to accept.
What do we want? Free speech! When do we want it?
Now!
Hold on, James. Hold on. Let's take in this atmosphere a bit.
Free speech! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Free speech! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Free speech! Now! Now! What do we want? Free speech! What do we want? Now!
It's a good turnout, folks. Hold on. Let's see if we can hear this guy.
Is there anyone else who would like to come and speak about Tommy?
His name is Paul Joseph's Watson's show.
Who is this chap? Who is this guy? Anybody know who this guy is? On the
Racine Kasim. We've had him on the show, haven't we?
That's not Racine there.
We've had him on the show, though, haven't we?
Yeah, no, Breitbart geezer. That's not him.
I stood right next to him, mate.
Did you? Yes.
I'd love to be there, mate. Speech now.
Pardon?
Ollie, I posted a picture in.
Are you, hey, Dave? You in my?
Ollie,
on the second.
I'll be there.
So I'm going to film me getting on the train.
You know, people need to see this. People need to see this. This is a successful. This was thrown together in the last 24 hours, wasn't it? This assembly.
Yeah.
No? I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is really, really wonderful. If we can do that in 24 hours, in a way, that's why something like that. I mean, God forbid, what's happened to Tommy is terrible. But then again, as Bill said, he broke the law, what have you. But you know, it was a cynical thing as well, and all the rest of it. Whatever. But to look on a positive side, to be able to try and take advantage of it somehow, to have a silver lining, if you like, there is one going on right here. There is some awareness being created, and that's what we need to do, isn't it? It's like, I mean, very normally the cynical bastards say it, don't they? It's like, you know, never let a disaster go to waste or something, or it's a great day to bury bad news and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, this is like that in a positive way. It's like there's a something that's going on that brings people together to actually get bums on seats and do something, and that's what they're doing. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
It's been a catalyst.
Go on, Dave.
Tommy's martyrdom has been a catalyst.
Yes.
It's drawn us all.
Yes, he has. He has.
And it's not just proven, it's just shown the police state that we live in. And it's really thrust it into the mainstream of people's thoughts now that we are living under a dictatorship and we're living in a police state. And it's great.
Olly,
we have to put the positive of it.
I agree with you, mate. Go on.
Olly, I posted a picture in Hall of Cracked Mirrors. I made it yesterday. I just stuck it in the Hall of Cracked Mirrors. Have a look at that.
Let's have a look at this. Right. Restore UK law to when it actually worked. System restore. Microsoft thing, yeah. Restore UK law to when it actually worked. About 1910 AD. What was that, before 1913? Before 1911, wasn't it? Before the Parliament Act was passed. Show more restore points.
That's what we need to do, mate. That's what this country
Can't we just
needs.
defrag? Can we defrag? Can we defrag the gov?
No, that's not good enough.
Well, either that or destroy the operating system and replace it with an open source one.
we need to reboot.
We need a reboot.
Or if you write one your you need to get it notarized, or you can have it stamped. That's very clear. Section 51.
I didn't mean defrag. We format. We need to format the government. Hard format.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Format
permanently.
Your operating system.
Yeah.
See if we can hear. See if we can hear any of what these guys are. No, I mean basically the presence is there and spirits are good, and I don't see anything kicking off. At least here, at least. Okay, take a few comments, and then I guess wrap up, and 0 o'clock, whatever. Crazy Cat Gentleman. No, that would be counterproductive. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Red Pill Cook. Is this protest live? Yes, Red Pill Cook. It is down Whitehall in London, and that is Downing Street right behind them. That's the gates of Downing Street right behind there. You guys need to riot. So, Red Pill Cook, where are you? Are you stateside?
I'm not putting myself with this on.
The problem is, if we riot, we could, create more problems. It's very difficult, isn't it? Because on the one hand,
stop using their money.
We riot.
Look, can we please have an organised show so that people don't turn off? Because we need to get people to listen and to hear and to spread the word, not to be confused by lots of people talking over each other.
Well said, Ollie.
Well said.
I just come in.
We cannot, if we riot, we're damned, aren't we? Because on the one hand, we need to. We get like Albert Burgess, bless him, pops in here and says, let's go into Scotland Yard with, I don't know, M15s or something and shoot the place up. It's probably not a good idea. It's probably not a good idea. It's probably counterproductive. And by the way, is it morally, kind of, would you really want to kill somebody? Jurica Saponja, maybe, anyway, no, maybe not. Strong X says she is still chromosomally male, XY, but they identify as the opposite sex. I think that's a perfect place to leave the show.
Can I just make a comment?
Well, I don't know. It depends. My machine's trying to load a piece of music, but it all seems to be extremely confused as well. You might have time, Dave. Go on.
If we riot, we assume blame. We assume the blame of everything. They will pin it all upon us, and we are the bad guys.
That's right.
When it's the opposite. We are the good guys, striving for peace, striving for love, striving for our nation, our culture, our heritage.
This is a very,
Are
very
you still
good
on
point.
for them street parties, Dave?
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Which way do you play this? Because yes, you're right, but on the other hand, if we don't riot, then we're just gonna, be steamrollered into Europe or with PESCO and everything else. But then again, if we do riot, then people are going to look at that and they're going to go, oh no, oh, we wouldn't have that under the EU, would we? Because they haven't shown those cards yet. They have, to a certain extent, not them, but nation-state governments in Catalonia, where they were shooting rubber bullets into their own. But
I'll tell you something.
We are kind of damned if we do and damned if we don't, no?
Ollie, I'll tell you something, right, from my experience as a chess player. And that is, if you go on the defense only, you will lose, guaranteed. But if you use offense, it is sometimes the best form of defense.
Well said.
That's it. Very unruly.
Why are you pulling
like
the plug,
a football
Ollie?
match. Hey?
You pull it. Are you pulling the plug for tonight? Or?
Yeah.
There's a big Champions League final on tonight.
All good things come to an end.
Oh, forget that.
Go on,
Stupid
Lynn.
football.
Football?
We don't need a distraction.
What? 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 Lynn?
Football is really a distraction.
Yeah, of course it is.
However, football could save this nation. If all of the football fans, all of the people that go to the stadiums, week in, week out, get together, boom, we have won.
The police are trying to pick people up now.
Yeah, you're
They're
right.
sitting down.
God bless the FLA. We need to pull together. We need to get these people together. And we need to, when people, when I've seen a lot just today over this very topic. People coming in and getting, antagonizing each other. If somebody's doing that, if you see somebody else doing that to somebody else, in my opinion, the best thing to do is just ignore them. Ignore it. And don't take sides. Don't take sides.
I'm not antagonised no one.
The God's honest truth is that we don't know. You don't know me. I could be a shill. I could be on the government payroll. You don't know any more than I know anything about hardly any of you. That's just the way it is. We've just got to do the best we can. Just the best we can. That's all we can do.
Everyday living, breathing man. That's
Mustn't
all I
take
am.
sides. We must just spread the word. Keep to the facts. Keep to the and whatever else.
Just look at Section
don't
46,
ignore it.
Section 45 of the Bills of Exchange Act.
James, could you give us a song?
Okay.
Give us a sing.
Yeah, I've got.
I'm only joking.
Look at Section 46, Section 45. It puts you in on there if you present one of your own IOUs.
Look, I'll see you Tuesday. Have a wonderful bank holiday weekend. Probably some of these folks will be around.
Hey? Table on demand.
God damn it! I tell you what. I wish that you guys would speak into your microphones and not the curtains or something.
What? You can hear me now?
Yeah, now I can. It's the end of the bloody show, and I can.
Do I was put you in favour? The 2006 Companies Act, Section 52, says it there. I put it on my fucking story. It's there. In black and white. I've been banned on my accounts.
Oh, no.
Islam again.
I missed the bloody... oh, dear. I'll tell you what. Hold on. We'll have a different bit of music just for the hell of it. Just... I've got to sort out the outro.
Jam sandwiches and cheese.
Yeah, welcome to Brino.
Nice with viscounts and tea.
Oh God! I tell you, I'm gonna wrap this show in just a minute.
You know what a viscount is?
Hey, a Viscam.
No, viscount. Yeah, it's a mint
A
chocolate
Viscount.
biscuit. Or
It's a Viscount, not a Viscount. It's a Viscount, James Gore.
It's a viscount. I called it a viscount. This is what it is. It's in a small packet. You can get them.
What do you know that?
Like, pack of 6. You joke them in your tea.
I remember
Just like a digestive.
That's what you do. That's what you do with your Viscount. You dip them in your tea.
Yo, I.
Yeah. I've heard about those.
You have the
Viscounts.
you have the orange ones. The orange ones are quite nice as well.
Hey,
They're
the
all
orange
moving now,
Viscount.
guys.
Have you?
They're
they
all
didn't
off
take over from
Parliament
Club,
Square
did
now.
they? Hey,
Someone's off.
Lynn?
No, who's on part of Parliament Square?
What? Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
they're moving.
Hang on, it's me.
They're
They're all moving
moving.
to Parliament Square now.
Oh, they're moving to Parliament Square. Okay, look,
Get to
I'll put
Windsor
this link. I'll put
Castle.
this link in the comments.
Get
Yeah.
to Windsor
I know.
I'm going down the bloody pub.
Go and sort the Queen out.
And on next week, no
come
swearing.
with
Yeah,
me.
it was an exceptional. It was a special show
Come
where we
with
were
me.
allowed to swear today.
James! James!
Fucking come with me.
Oh no! I hope my mother wasn't watching.
Shabernakers.
God bless you.
Shabernakers.
You swore.